Have you ever noticed how a simple video without complicated transitions can look really professional and expensive? On the other hand, when you try to use every transition, the video becomes overloaded and cheap. Today I'll show you how to apply transitions properly without overdoing it. Instead of adding transitions just for the sake of it, let's focus on how to use them to enhance the look of your videos. And of course, we'll compare examples of bad and good transitions so you can immediately see the difference. In video editing, there are many small details that affect the number of views. Let's start with the basics. Cutting. In video editing, there are many small details that affect the number of views. Let's start with the basics. Cutting. The professionalism and expensive look of a video isn't about adding as much as possible, but rather about making transitions subtle and smooth. The focus should never be on the transitions themselves, but on the essence of the video. If transitions are made so bold and noticeable that each one feels like a special effect, that's not what we are aiming for. Minimalism is key, and it should even be presented in transitions to make your videos look more professional and expensive. The frequency of transitions is just as important as the types of transitions you use. If you add a transition at every point where two clips meet, nothing good will come of it. It's better to have no transitions at all than to add them constantly. Trust me, this won't only make your videos look cheaper, but it will also quickly become annoying and even irritating. The purpose of a transition is to separate two topics or takes in the video. For example, if you are talking about 10 reasons to start a business, there should be a transition between each reason, not between every word. Understand? You are signaling to the viewer that you've finished one point and are moving on to the next. There are two main types of transitions. The first is standard visual transition, which almost everyone uses in their videos. A visual change, whether noticeable or subtle, slightly alters the frame, creating the transition. These can include simple transitions like fade, dissolve, blur, glitch, distortion, and many other variations. Not all of them are great, but there are plenty of options. And all of these are visual transitions. The second is the audio transition, which happens through changing the music. Yes, this is also a transition and it's used less frequently, but it's equally effective and adds more depth. Let me explain how this works. When you begin a new topic, you switch from one piece of music to another. You can change the emotional tone or simply adjust the tempo to create an audio transition in your video. If there's an emotional shift between topics, changing the emotional tone in the music will be very fitting and will greatly improve the overall perception of the video and its professionalism. So let's get to the secret of transitions. And if you were expecting to hear some universal secret that will get hundreds of thousands of views, well, no, that's not gonna happen, and no one is gonna just give you some secret. All secrets aren't real secrets, especially when they've been shared with the right audience. In fact, all secrets aren't really secrets because everything is obvious and logical once you know about it. You can think of all the secrets as just facts. You may not have known them, but that doesn't make them secrets. For example, for me, all the secrets of video editing aren't really secrets anymore. Okay, let's say there is a real secret. Then the secret of transitions is actually very simple. You need to make sure the transition is perceived only on a subconscious level. In other words, when you add a transition, it shouldn't stand out. It should be perceived as a kind of checkpoint. Transitions that critically distort the video, drastically change the colors, or are very long and drawn out, cheapen the video and don't show professionalism. They only worsen your work. If you watch transitions in ads or YouTube videos, you won't even understand where the transition is or isn't. That's the kind of seamless transition you should aim for. Recently, transitions happen through text or animation between topics. If you pay attention to what is done at the intersection of two topics in a video, you'll better understand what it looks like and be able to apply it to your videos. You just need to start watching how editors work and pay more attention to all the little details I talk about on this channel. When it comes to 3D transitions, they are not the best solution for making a video look expensive. I'm talking about artificial 3D transitions that you can make in a program. Most of these transitions really look bad and very cliché. I recommend you not even think about adding such transitions to your videos. However, when it comes to 3D transitions made during filming and well thought out, then that makes sense. You see, I mean transitions created by camera movements during filming, not during the video editing process. These don't only look non-cliché, but also interesting. Of course, creativity is necessary here, and if you're gonna focus on such details, you'll need a team of people who will think through every little thing from idea to editing to make everything of the highest level. But usually, transitions are done using overlays. This could be a film overlay or a light layer. The idea is simple: just distort or cover the image with a small texture for a few frames. That's it. Of course, it's impossible to cover all the nuances and details, and it all depends on the specific situation and project. This is where personal factors come into play, which I can't account for in a video where I talk about a specific topic in general terms. However, for a deeper dive, I have a 15-minute video where I'll explain how to improve your editing skills in just 30 days, along with a few other tips that will make you a more conscious editor who understands what and why you're doing it. Forget about beautiful effects and animations, they won't help you make your videos more professional without high-quality fundamental editing. And if you wanna work with me individually, you can also find the link to the forum in the description. There are many subtleties to transitions in the video, but I've covered the basics so you can have a general understanding of their purpose, what's worth using, and what's better to skip. I teach purposeful editing. I hope you'll apply this knowledge today, and your videos will start to look more expansive. Thanks for watching, and see you soon.